Good evening, gentlemen. I would like to start by giving a shout out to the brothers of the Men First movement. Glad y'all could be up in here. I would like to give a special shout out to C Rob. C Rob already hit the cash out. I appreciate the sponsorship, my brother. Glad you could be in the building as always. I always say that the real motherfuckers gonna always show up in the real spaces. And I like to say that I probably have maybe one of the best audiences that's on YouTube, to be honest. Carlos Jones, man, what's happening with you, man? Jay Songs, man, I appreciate your sponsorship as well. Glad you could be in the building. Man Cold TV, man, what's going on with you? Mr. Old Man, what's happening with you? Train Smoke, the Cosby Kid. Salute to you, my brother. John Public, man, what's going on? C Rob, I gave you a shout out. Salute to you again. Jay Andrews, Rudy One, Fierce Soul, Rich Gang up in here for show, man. Matt Mackey, salute to you, my brother. My brother, stay balanced in the building. Glad you could be here, man. Jay Songs, Spiritual Apple with a donation as well. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate the sponsorship. Jamie S, Kazan Energy, salute to you, my brother. Hashtag Men First for show. The Working Man, man, I appreciate your sponsorship. Glad you could be in the building. Working Man, I know you changed your name on YouTube too. I peeped that out. Jay Simon, man, I appreciate the sponsorship, man, for sure. Salute to you, my brother. Glad you could be in here. Hashtag Men First, man. The 25 piece, man. Salute to you, brother. D Champ. My brother Willie Beeman is in the building, man. Salute to you, man. Dead Shot. Sam I Am. Okay, then. Anthony Perkins, man. Glad you could be in the building. Salute to you as well. All right, without further ado, I give Brother Marcus, man, glad you could be here as well. I want to start by expressing, you know, the way my channel is set up. It's not geared toward woman bashing. It's not geared toward hatred of women. It's simply a way to call out female behavior to get brothers from to break the conditioning of brothers pedestalizing women. We know that most men have been groomed in this gynocentric cesspool where women are incapable of doing anything wrong. Women actually uh, try to raise men to be men. A lot of absent fathers. A lot of women who chose to have children by men who didn't want to be fathers. A lot of guys may have been fly by night. And unfortunately, in today's society, when we talk about, you know, what's going on with men don't have a voice. Men are expected to be tools, expected to be resources to benefit women's lives, to do women's bidding. Whatever they say they want, you're going to give it to them. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that the truth is now considered bashing, and it's quite the contrary. But it boils back to my last point. You viewed as simply a tool, a resource, nothing more. And I get it. When you go to talk about what's, you go to showing facts, uh, statistics, empirical data that proves what's the problem as far as men and the plight that we may have. Um, they don't want to hear it. It's only truth when it comes from the lips of a woman. No matter if it's Bill Cosby and his circumstance, um, whether it's the guy that's being accused of some sort of assault that we know that he didn't do. He still has, like I said before, he still has to prove his innocence. He still has to, go through the court system, meanwhile losing his reputation, maybe losing his job, his career. And his reputation will always be damaged because of that. When we talk about accountability, man, it's always men being held accountable. Never forget that. And restoring, the truth and restoring your reputation, it's almost impossible after being accused of some bullshit. Ask yourself, how many men have been foolish enough to play stepdaddy? They come into a situation where a woman has multiple children by multiple men, and uh, she has a daughter, a rebellious daughter who don't like the stepfather because he came in and tried to implement some sort of structure, some sort of order in that household, and she accused him of some bullshit. We seen a case not long ago where this shit happened. You have to ask yourself, man, in society, in today's society, look at the numbers, look at the statistics, look at these court cases where these teachers are sleeping with young boys and getting impregnated, and then turn around and that young boy who is a victim is still being held accountable by being placed on child support after he's been a victim. Think about this last case where this woman was sleeping. This lady who was a PO, CO at a prison, who was sleeping with inmates who got like freaking 7 months, a year's time, and like 7 months probation. Let it be a man and see what happens. See, the things that I talk about, man, it's from a genuine place, man, because these are things that we see in real time. What's up, Hope? I see you in the building, man. Let me get some more shout out to the cash app. J Rob, man, I appreciate the sponsorship, man. Salute to you, my brother. Jay Simmons, man, I appreciate you as well, man. Um, you think about everything that you view, because I tell guys all the time, man, I am on ground zero. So these are things that we see in real time, man. It's not this shit that you see on media or even social media, because social media is going to present some sort of delusion, some sort of fantasy that make you believe that these things aren't going on, but they're actually going on in real time. And so in my opening monologue, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the reason that I'm here. And it's to get you brothers to focus more on your purpose and your vision. It's more to get you brothers to get closer to the Most High and realize that your happiness, just like your confidence and everything else, starts within you. A lot of brothers get caught up simply because of their love for their women. And I'm here to tell you, brothers, that particularly the black men, what you consider your women are not your women. I've covered how we can talk about feminism and all this other shit, but black women have displayed their disdain for black men for centuries. They have. And just like anything else, man, you can't love something that doesn't love you back. For many of you guys who have been out here in the streets, you know, doing your motherfucking thing or whatever the case may be, man, I don't knock you, man, because we all came from different walks of life. But ask yourself, for the brothers who have lost their lives, you know, dealing with this street culture, how you know they walk around with a T-shirt with their picture on it for a week or two, and then you don't hear from them anymore. Maybe in some small talk conversation while guys sitting around drinking or some shit, having some sort of memory at that moment. But as far as their legacy, they're gone. They're finished. Okay. You think about the brothers who are doing life in prison, guys who are doing 35 years in the feds, 20 years in the feds. You know, they're long forgotten. And a lot of these brothers put themselves in that position because their love for their women, because they want to present themselves, like we call it the peacock effect. They want to look good for the woman. They want to, you know, present themselves as what you call high value for a female, all in order to get some pussy. The same thing that you're, you know, jumping through hoops for and jumping through hurdles, trying to prove yourself. Another man has gotten that shit for free. Another man has gotten those things without doing a fraction of the things that you're doing. And so I know we're not going to get all men to get on code with their behavior, but we can get the few men who are of like mind, the few men who believe in the truth when it comes to female nature and when it comes to being a man's man. Now understand this. It's not an easy transition by any stretch of the imagination, but you have to understand, you have to believe in your heart of hearts that you deserve better for yourself. You tend to not have as many problems with women when you don't focus on women. And that's just the God honest truth, man. Now, it's a few things I want to touch on. I had to write a few things down. What was that? Nope. I'm not going to touch on the topic yet. I got to get away from that. When I talk about your women, now, when we talk about white Caucasian men, even though they have problems with their women, like all races of men have, they can clearly say that that's their women. When it comes to Asian men can say, hey, man, those are all women. Just based off of some of their behavior and the way they interact with their women. Mexican guys, I told you guys how the Mexican guy was out there bricking the house and how his wife was out there working with him and shit. Your women are too busy saying that they're strong and independent. You ask yourself about the relationships. You see, social media is filled with red pills. I told you about how the women will be in these relationships and a guy can be figuring that he's doing everything right. And the relationship fizzles out, and then she'll go to the next relationship. And after that relationship, she'll go to another relationship. And every single one of those relationships, the common denominator is her, but she will always find a way to reduce it to saying that it's the man's fault. It was something that he wasn't doing, even though he could be doing everything right, because women are agents of chaos, man. They are. They're not trying to hear any of that shit. They're not trying to take accountability for any failure of the relationship. And most of them end up miserable and alone. It's easy for them to find another suitor because for many of you guys, you don't believe this. They've already had guys in the wings, waiting in the dugout, guys that they were entertaining. They were waiting on an opportunity. And once they felt comfortable with monkey branching to that next option, that's what they're gonna do. Because many of these women don't respect masculinity. They weren't raised around men who could implement strong masculine qualities, I'll say. And so a lot of brothers are being shamed for being SYSBM, being MGTOW, or whatever they identify as. It, it grinds my gears because it's other men shaming other men. But like I say again, man, these women are not your women. And how you can go back to Django Unchained, if you guys haven't watched Django, where the lady was sitting at the bar, her behavior. This is the modern female. This is the woman that you're dealing with. And you guys need to understand is, you know, um, going over and beyond, overexerting yourself with these women, man, it's a waste of time. And as a man, you're not afforded the luxury of having a whole lot of time. You have to be productive. You are expected to take everything on the motherfucking chin, get knocked down, beat down, spit on, fucking stabbed, stomped on, and you are expected to continue to be productive. Although the women that you love are not on code, you can't love anything that doesn't love you back, man. You can't. You can try, but at the end of the day, you end up with nothing. Who's presenting themselves as, someone who is there for the long run? Who is there for a long time instead of a good time? Who is that one in a million? Not one of a million. Very rare, I say. And a lot of brothers dig their own grave. They create their own misery by putting too much faith in these females, man. When a man says, look, I like exotic women, he's shamed for it. When a man says he like a woman in her natural state without a bunch of clown makeup on, without a bunch of war paint, without the fucking bat wings on her fucking eyes, in her natural state with her natural hair, he's shamed for it. Meanwhile, these women can walk around and say they hot girl summer, white boy summer. They can say they want a man over 6 foot. They don't want a short man. They don't want a broke man. Broke shaming. And the thing is about it, a man doesn't have to be broke. The man can actually have something productive going on for himself, but he's not foolish enough to invest everything into a worthless hag. No, I'm not going to pay for your dinner date. No, I'm not going to pay your fucking car note. No, I'm not going to pay your cell phone bill for you to send news to Tyrone. No, I'm not going to do that. And when men stand up for themselves, you're broke, you're dusty, and all this other dumb shit. Meanwhile, these women don't contribute a motherfucking thing to you, brother. Understand that. I want to bring it back to a time we would like to reintroduce Uncle Willie Earl to the lab. Now, Uncle Willie Earl, we've all had one in our family. The uncle that doesn't give you any kind of schooling, doesn't teach you about finances, doesn't teach you how to manage your money, doesn't teach you how to create equity and capital, tell you to buy land and do this shit. No, Uncle Will Earl is telling you about these hoes. Because I tell you guys all the time, man, y'all be thinking I be bullshit, man. The older generation has forsaken you. That old ass uncle that hangs around the barbecue, that hating motherfucker. When you bring a different broad around from the last 4th of July, you with a new chicken, you decide to bring around the family. Oh shit. Yeah, nephew still in love with that girl he brought around last year. Mm-hmm. That girl he brought around last year, yeah, she don't do nowhere good as you. Mm-hmm. But nephew don't know what to do with it. Nephew don't know what to do with you. He ain't got no money. I retired from the steam plant. 7 years ago. Oh, I'll take care of you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, they come. And then he run his old hating ass off. But he's sitting over there in the corner over there. Had a picnic table and the chairs or whatever under the tent. He's sitting there watching that woman the whole time, and he'd have planted something in her fucking head. Well, shit, I am struggling with my goddamn rent. Me and him may not be going nowhere. I'm gonna see what this old motherfucker got going on. And there it starts. And then when this old ass sucker, who always been a fucking hater his whole life, pedestalizing women and all that bullshit, the one that always come through and ready to fight to the death. Because you got into it with that first cousin who's a female, who's an utter bitch, who disrespected you, and you checked her ass. Now here come Uncle really early over there with his shotgun. Ready to shoot something up, ready to kill for the honor of that fucking hag. I'm telling you now. Brother Trash 6, man. I appreciate the sponsorship. Alfie, what's going on, brother? Salute. That motherfucker that's sitting over there running his fucking mouth is your enemy. See, all skin folk ain't kinfolk, and all blood don't make you family. And so this the same motherfucker that just got out the hospital. Yeah. I just got out the hospital. I've been having heart problems. See, Shanika, I caught Shanika fucking with this little young stupid motherfucker. Uh-huh. I caught her up and I chased the boy. I caught the motherfucker in my house. Now, I've been stalking this motherfucker. I come to find out that this motherfucker, he borrowed his shoes from his friend. He in the club wearing his friend clothes. Because at the end of the day, you were a sucker. Look at some of the children that these young bras have, man, that she putting on you, that she putting on other brothers, and that kid comes out looking like a goddamn earthworm. Because she been fucking with Earl. Will Earl is that child's father. But that baby come out fucking face sagging, all fucking bundled up and shit, shit sagging. Yeah. And I'll tell you something else too, man, about what I like to call the mammy complex, the granny complex. Because these women are old and past their prime, they still give out bad information, but they coddle these fucking kids, man. And so a lot of female worship stimulates from that woman who fed you when you was hungry, because your mama was running off to the clubs and shaking her ass and getting fucked and pumped and dumped by Tyrone Thunderslong and Dirty Dick Rodney. You was being dropped off at grandma's house, but wasn't no granddaddy there. He didn't make you go out there and cut the grass, trim the weeds, wash the car, teach you how to work with tools. He didn't teach you none of that. But granny fed you. And you can't do no wrong in granny eyes. And so therefore you growing up conditioned by that woman. Now you feel like women are incapable of doing no wrong. And I'm telling you now, you have to break that motherfucking conditioning, because granny has 9 kids by 5 different men. So when we talk about these hags of today, man, these women been fucking. They've been getting their back broken. You understand what I'm saying? There's nothing really new under the sun. The game doesn't change, only the players change. So when we talk about female nature, when you talk about applying female nature, you need to apply female nature to your sister, that first cousin that you're cool with, your mama. That shit goes for granted too, man. I'm telling you. These women are not your women. Notice their behavior around you. Notice how they talk to you. Notice how this ratchet shit goes on. Bruh, on God. Oh, he green. He green. They got this new shit. Oh, he green. You so green. Bruh. But when they get around Zaddy, they talk with the King's English. Yes, absolutely, Billy. I'm the perfect person for this job. They go talking all proper and shit. In the grocery store, you could be arguing with your motherfucking woman now, the woman that you think is your woman, which we know she's not. Y'all could be arguing about something that's going on, about something that y'all about to buy. And when you get to the counter, it could be this fucking white boy, 21 years old, working behind the counter. She done lost that attitude just like that. And you wonder why. It's because your women are not your women. You notice the influx of these female spaces that talk down and fucking humiliate black men. Although black men more, I'll say the numbers don't lie. Upwards of 60% of black men are in what we call the middle class, earning more now than ever. But you're still considered a dusty. But meanwhile, that fella working behind that counter that's making $15 an hour, oh, he gets all the respect in the world, but you get no respect. Understand this. These women are not your fucking women. Man, Core TV, man, I appreciate the sponsorship. Salute to you, my brother. I'm actually going to open it up today for the brothers that want to come on, but in my opening statements, man, I wanted to bring up some shit. Because the white male worship from what you consider your women is real. Y'all thought because of that female, I'm not going to say her name, the cyborg, brought white men onto her platform to bash black men and talk about the black male struggle from a white man. I told you guys that shit was all about attention. Good attention or bad attention, it doesn't matter. It's all currency to her because right on cue, she knew that everyone would talk about it. That worship is real. And it's been going on for a long time. Even though brothers are in the working class, brothers are building, brothers are doing things, it doesn't matter. It does not matter because that skin color, that skin complexion, that race of Zaddy trumps all imperfections. Shout out to David Carroll. I'm serious. You see an influx of this shit now more than ever. Now all of a sudden, I'll say it's out of desperation. It's a white boy summer. I'm gonna pull this shit up for y'all too. And I'm gonna get into the topic. I'm going to get into the topic, but I want to, come here and break this motherfucking shit down. Let's go to work. Is it up on the screen? Okay, gentlemen, let's go. All right, here we go. Oh shit, it ain't got the volume. My bad. Hold on.
Chat. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
You looking good.
Thank you. You are too. And I see you here with your
Now this broad said, "White boy summer," and then the girl in the background said, "White boy summer." Hold on, let me. I fucked up. Y'all, because it ain't got the stamp where I can go back and forth. Now I want you to understand something. This is Kevin Hart's ex-wife. She still walks around with this man's last name because this man has clout. He's a celebrity. Why would she keep that man's last name for anything other than that? She's supposed to be some sort of comedian too. White boy summer, and then the bitch in the background, white boy summer. This motherfucker here, there ain't no knock on the motherfucker. Hey, by all means, go fuck this man. Please, we do not need you hoes around us. But understand something. This man is broke. This man was on social media asking for $300. This man is the son of Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks that cut this man off. Not only that, this man was in a relationship with a black female, and guess what? He was whooping her ass. But guess what? So easily do you hoes forget that. The Chad Wheelers of the world. Go ahead, divest, please. We ask of you to go about your motherfucking business, but do not bring your stinking ass back over here once they have treated you the same way that you claim that black men treat you. You hoes are trash. You hoes are worthless. Worthless. Ask the motherfucker over at the B1 Network how the white Zad work out for her. Ask them other motherfuckers in these femininity spaces. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you listen to these black women in these femininity spaces, I told you, man, they're worse than the level up bitches. At least with the level up bitches, they tell you what they're trying to get to. These femininity coaches, they talk about being feminine, submissive, doing this, wearing your natural hair, dressing, appropriately and all this other bullshit. Every last one of them are swirling. And they ain't swirling with the same type of motherfucker they tell you to be. Oh, a black man got to be over 6 foot. You got to have 6-pack abs. You got to get over $100,000 a year. You got to drive this. You got to have this in order just to deal with her. These motherfuckers that they worship don't have to have any of that. All they have to have is that skin color.
I told Chet, I said it is officially a white boy summer when I see this cup.
It is officially a white boy. Look at this broad, man. Notice anything? I'm gonna leave it to you brothers in here. Notice something about this broad. That blonde motherfucking weave. That blonde weave is a telltale sign of exactly who you brothers are dealing with. Idolizing and worshiping, the skin lightening. These broads are bleaching their skin, lightening their skin and shit. You think they getting a fat ass and some big titties, but you know they ain't doing none of that. That white boy make them take that fucking shit out. He makes them wear their natural hair. And they, no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you try, you're wasting your motherfucking time. The skin bleaching, the skin lightening, the blonde weave, man. I seen one motherfucker sit up here and try to rationalize about talking about Aborigines people. This speaks volumes to the delusion of these females. D-Rock Den, man, salute to you, my brother. I appreciate the sponsorship, man. Y'all brothers check them out. Y'all go check Alpha Kingdom out as well. But I'm serious, man. Your women are not your women. They're laughing at you. The harder you try, the more ridiculously you look to these bras, man. You taking on these bras that got multiple children by multiple men, you're a sucker. You're taking on another man's leftovers, and not only will those kids not respect you, that woman has never respected you. She never has. Huh? I know it may be difficult for some of you brothers to grasp where I'm really going with this, but understand this, man. It is vital that you work from within yourself outwardly. That's by having all your shit together, and therefore you have the options of dealing with any other woman, any woman you want to deal with. And use bitches like this: yellow weave, purple weave, orange weave, blue weave, green weave, blonde weave. That shit is a disqualifying factor. That shit is a disqualifying factor. Brothers need to up their motherfucking standards. There's no way around it. Your insatiable appetite for a fat ass and a wet badge doesn't get you nowhere as a man. It never will. It's a liability, and all you're doing is cutting a hole in your bag and wasting your motherfucking time. I'm serious. Especially these old hags, man. They can go around screaming white girl summer or white boy summer all they want to, but them white boys ain't choosing them like that. They ain't marrying them like that. You don't see an influx of white boys coming swooping up black women. It doesn't happen. These bitches are the least chosen women on the planet. They are. Statistics prove it, but guess what? When you bring up the statistics, all of a sudden it's the white man's data. It's the white man's statistics. It's a lie. These broads are the most illogical, irrational, delusional women on the planet. Let's talk about the most educated. That's a fucking lie. Are black women more educated than black men? Yes, that is a fact. Are they the most educated women on the planet? That is a lie. They have the most student loan debt, even though they make up a small fraction. Because they're not building anything. They can't send their children to school. Their mothers didn't save for them to go to college. Their mother was too busy fucking getting pumped and dumped and riding the carousel to save anything. They don't get a scholarship. They on the hook for student loan debt. And you're going to inherit that debt. Meanwhile, she hates your fucking guts. When she get that degree, she's going to go into that place of work and answer the zaddy. And she's going to speak with the proper vernacular. And when she come home, I ain't cooking shit. Fuck wrong with you. Fuck out of here, man. Don't ask you how your day was. You motherfuckers getting head on your birthday, and then you don't really get no head. You get a little nibble. Because she can't wait to shove Zaddy's slong in her mouth.
Did I say that right?
Cups? Worship of Zaddy. Now, I'm not going to get into this too much. I just wanted to bring this to y'all in real time. I actually wanted to read some of the damn comments, but let's see here. See if I can scroll. They may or may not let me scroll. Let's see. I guess not. But like I said, I'm not going to stay on that shit too long. But you could go in the comment section on the Shade Room. This was posted about 2 days ago. Read the comment sections. Them black bitches was gobbling it up. Talking about how tall he is. The man is under 6 foot. The man is like 5'10", 5'11". Oh, but he tall, he this and that, he fine. Read them comment sections. It show you just the women you're dealing with. It show you what type of women you're dealing with, man, and you're wasting your motherfucking time, G. Fuck with the people that like you. Deal with the people that deal with you. Love those who love you. Omega. I'm serious, man. See, them bitches is thirsty, man. They'll deal with anybody under the sun at this point in time. Because see, black men are actually waking up. They're not trying to deal with no motherfucking hags like this. You got children by another man. Your only relevancy is being the ex-wife of Kevin Hart. But this shit is heavily promoted, man, through social media, especially. This divestment shit, this thought shit, shaking your ass. And it's to the point now, man, that it's not even just men who validate this shit. It's other women. I told you, man, 21% of black women identify as lesbian or bisexual. That's 3 times more than any other race of women. These women are fueling this delusion now. It's almost like when you build a robot and you task that robot with creating other robots. Eventually, those robots grow to feel no need for the human race. It's the same thing with these cyborgs that you're dealing with, gentlemen. Many of you created a monster. Many of these old winner, I take me if I act, I'm a fucking yeah, the old fucking simps. Yeah, they created these monsters, man. They created them. And once they enable them by not holding them accountable, this is what you get. This is the end result, gentlemen. We are living in terrible times right now. And a lot of brothers are in bad shape because they still love that woman. And that woman is pissing on you from above you. With that being said, I'm going to get into the topic, man. I appreciate y'all brothers for tuning in, man. For the brothers that have donated to the Cash App, I've given you guys a shout out. If y'all want, man, I should be remonetized here by next week. But I appreciate you brothers for the sponsorships and the support to the channel, man. It really means a lot. I'm gonna get into another topic that I wanted to touch on, and this is by what's the broad name? I gotta pull this shit up. The Runner, who everybody's talking about. Everybody is talking about this broad. This broad is like the strag champion. I went to school with a chick by the name of Spring Champion one time. It's crazy. That's another story for another day. But I'm gonna dive into this shit. Let's pause it. Pause it. And I'm gonna go into the interview that this broad did. Now, I want y'all to understand something. This broad came from a broken home. No mother, no father, pretty much raised by a grandmother. This is quite common in the black community. But you will also see the behavior. And the reason that so many black women support this broad is because she relates to the everyday ratchet. Doesn't matter how educated these broads are, all of them have that ratchet in them. And you will notice a common theme with all of them, with their behavior, the way they carry themselves, the way that they dress. It's all there, man. It's all there for you to see. And you're going to see this shit on full display. These hoes support this broad because they are ratchets themselves. They are only seeing ratchets. Bitches praising this bitch on social media. All of a sudden, they want you to change the rules because this bitch failed the drug test. You're supposed to change the rules for this bitch, but you motherfuckers was slamming Bill Cosby for being wrongfully fucking convicted. You talk about how the judicial system is against black people, and when they turn around and get it right, oh, you motherfuckers say it's wrong. I'm gonna break down some facts about Bill before I go and get into this shit. Bill admitted to giving those women what they were taking. What his conviction was behind Benadryl. Benadryl. These hoes willingly took their shit, but like accepted whatever he was giving them. They was asking for it. And then it comes down to a point because nobody was there. Some shit that happened 30 years ago. It was his word against her word. And guess what? They picked her side with no real evidence. All them women was taking all type of shit back then. They wanted to be next, rubbing elbows with the man. My thing is, you hoes don't never go and file police reports. This even into this day right now. These hoes never go file no police reports. They never go say, I've been assaulted. No, them hoes will go to civil court and try to sue the man because he got clout and he got money. We have no defense mechanisms when it comes to men. They can go and say any goddamn thing, and it's up to you to prove your innocence. This man was wrongfully convicted. And I seen a lot of you men out there defending this bullshit, saying that he should be locked up. And that's a motherfucking lie. I seen Mark Lamont Hills back and forth with Judge Joe Brown. That was some bullshit. All based on the way that he feels like he's guilty. He feels like it ain't what you feel, motherfucker. It's what you can prove. And it was proven that this man was wrongfully convicted of some bullshit. How many of you brothers that's still out there a little bit, and you may smoke a little green or whatever, and the bitch asked to hit the blunt, and you get a bitch the blunt. She hit the blunt. Ooh, she feeling good. Smoking the same blunt that you smoking. You're done with the blunt. She decided to drop them drawers. And you smash her ass. 30 years later, she come back and say that you assaulted her. Huh? For you motherfuckers that was, won't championing for this man to be locked up. There's many of you motherfuckers that go out with a broad and you come to a house, you bringing a grape swisher and a bottle of Hennessy just to sedate the bitch a little bit, make it a little easier to get in between her thighs. You do it all the fucking time, but you think this man's supposed to be locked up 30 years later. Where's the smoke for Mary J. Blige? I'm still asking that. Where's the smoke for Cardi B? Huh? Men are being held accountable for this dumb shit. Women get a slap on the wrist. The same women who are sleeping with young underage boys, and some of them getting pregnant, school teachers and shit. Men don't have no protection. Men are expected to be tools to this gynocentric cesspool. I'm telling you, man. Excuse me. It is what it is, but it's up to us to make better decisions. We have to. We need more brothers to step up and tell the truth, man. Speak about this shit. Motherfuckers who take these voting stances with these people that are pushing this alternative lifestyle shit down your throat. The people who look to replace you, replace masculinity, you got to take a stand. Eventually, it won't be any of us left, man. Now I'm gonna get into this shit about this broad, and I'm gonna drop the link too. I'm gonna drop the link, but I want you guys to see this motherfucker. I made to skip to the part where she go to running her goddamn mouth. Fair use. I would like to tell you all fair use. This is fair use. Okay, let's get into it.
News tied to the Tokyo Olympics.
I don't want to hear you motherfuckers. Let's get it to the point where she go to running her mouth. Okay.
I am an Olympian.
Oh, well, let's listen to her talk a little bit then. Fuck it.
I'm an Olympian no matter what it said.
Nose rings, fake ass dyed hair, golden shit, tattoos every goddamn well. The everyday ratchet, a talented ratchet, but this broad is a ratchet. And for you motherfuckers to think that she just smoked one blunt after her mama passed away Get the fuck out of here. You out of your motherfucking mind. Bro, it always displayed this behavior. She just never got caught. She thought she could bend the rules a little bit. And you're gonna notice something. They're gonna talk about the biological. They're gonna use this term, biological mother. So the mother never even raised this broad. Her mama was out here in the motherfucking streets. This is common. But everybody want to run to a Ratchet's defense. Listen, look, Simone Giles is probably the most talentedly gifted black female in America. She got a little swirling thing from her past, but that's neither here nor there. She is the more traditional girl next door type of female. Don't get no fucking recognition, no praise at all. But this fucking Ratchet, the everyday Ratchet, she gets all the praise.
Or anything. I am an Olympian.
At the Olympic trials, the 21-year-old Dallas native won the 100-meter dash in a blazing 10.86 seconds, making her the fastest woman.
Black women, is this the image that y'all like? Is this the new image of black female? I'm just curious.
In America. But now it appears her Olympic dreams may have been put on hold.
Yeah, they on hold. Get your stinking ass out of here. Now everybody wanting to be. It's just weed. Bitch, you knew the rules. You knew the fucking rules. She ran up to her grandmama hugging on and shit. Okay, here we go.
Thank you. And Sha'Carri Richardson joins us now. Good morning.
Look at those fucking eyes. You can't tell if the bitch high or not right now. Look at them fucking lashes. Look at that blonde hair. I told y'all about the blonde hair. So we supposed to change the rules for a fucking Ratchet? Is that what we at now? We're supposed to change the rules for people. No accountability. This is where we at with this now. The sisterhood coming for the Olympic Committee. Oh, we need to ban. I seen you, Ricky Smiley. You a fucking cuck. You make me ashamed to say that I'm from Alabama fucking with motherfuckers like you, because I seen the information that you was putting out there trying to compare this bitch to Michael Phelps. Now, let me break this down before we go any further. Michael Phelps was suspended for initially 3 months. He served a 6 months suspension entirely. Okay? This man was caught with a picture of him smoking a bong. Could have been hookah. We don't know what it was. But just based off that image that he was smoking weed, he was suspended. And I seen Ricky Smiley put up there with this false comparison of saying, keep that same energy that you had for Michael Phelps. If it was that same energy, you motherfucker, she would have got well more than 1 month suspension. You follow me? That man was never failed a drug test, and he was suspended for 3 to 6 months. This bitch flunked the drug test and then turn around and y'all want to have sympathy on her about this non-biological mama. I want y'all brothers to go back after this stream is done. Go back and look at the athletes in American sports, black brothers, even Brett Favre, after losing their father, after losing their mother, went out on the field and performed at the highest level. Took that shit as motivation. You see what separates men from women? These men went out here and performed. Some of these brothers lost their sister. I remember Torrey Smith scoring a touchdown. His brother died in a motorcycle accident that morning. Did he go to the weed? Oh, he went out there and balled. This is what men do. We take our unforeseen circumstances, we take what we're going through and we use it as fuel. I don't excuse this fucking behavior. I never will. You have to be held accountable for your decisions. You made that decision. You're going to have to live with it. I'm not going to post no shit talk about, they need to change their rules. They make their own rules. They're their own entity. When your stinking ass go to work every goddamn day, when they decide, if you lose your mama, or you lose your grandmama, or you lose your brother, you take some time off and you get yourself together. But you come back up in that bitch and they pop you on a damn drug test, they're going to say, we're going to change our rules for everybody that lose a parent. That weed is excused. Hell no, they got a zero tolerance. Your ass will be fired. But all of a sudden, we want to change the rules for this broad who look like a little boy. Tattooed up, weaved up. That blonde hair, I told you that blonde hair is a telltale sign of who you dealing with.
Sha'Carri, I just want to ask a simple
I can't get over them goddamn eyelashes, man. That shit is trash.
question first. How are you doing?
I'm blessed to be alive. That's about it.
That shit looks stupid, man. Drop the link, man. Y'all fellas, y'all want to come through, man, we'll do that. Oh, man. Why I tell you the goddamn truth. Why I tell you the goddamn truth. The link is in the chat, fellas. Look at that stupid ass look.
This is not easy. This is a hard moment that you're in right now. And I thank you.
Can y'all see? Yeah, I got that rolled up. Did you see this shit? You always gonna see that shit. Bitch, wasn't no hair in your face. You throwing that, you got it in front of that white woman, and now you want to show yourself off. That's all it is. You are in competition with those white women. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Feminism started at its core because white women were tired of black women. They were tired of their white husband sleeping with black women. Black women bed witching with their white husband. At its core, do your research. That's what feminism started. It wasn't about no empowerment or equality. It was that they were tired of their husbands sleeping with black women. Look it up.
Thank you for being on. And I know you wanted to tell your story. So tell me, what happened? What led up to this positive test?
Just honestly, I want to take responsibility for my actions.
You're supposed to be a bitch in college. How the fuck she get in college? I'm take responsibility for my actions. This shit is scripted. Scripted, I say.
I know what I did. I know what I'm supposed to do.
Eyes so fucking bad. Shit, the fucking lashes so damn long and heavy. She crossing her fucking eyes up.
No, I'm allowed not to do, and I still made that decision. But not making an excuse or looking for any empathy in my case, but just have
empathy.
However,
she pausing. Y'all hold on a second, motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Let's continue.
In that position of my life, finding out something like that, something that I would say is probably one of the biggest things that have impacted me positively and negatively in my life when it comes to dealing with the relationship I have with my mother. So that definitely was a very heavy topic on me, and people don't understand.
Y'all hear something else too? Y'all ain't hear the other shit in the background, did you? Did y'all hear something in the background? Did you all hear that fucking smoke detector in the background? That is a common thing when it comes to these black females, man. It shows that ain't no man around. And these hoes used to hearing that fucking chirping. You gonna hear that shit throughout live television, national television. That goddamn smoke detector speaks volumes. And these hoes will sit up there. For men, man, we view shit like that. And we look it up like, man, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Brother Watkins, man, I appreciate the sponsorship, man. I appreciate that cash out, man, for sure. Let's continue, man. You can't make this shit up, man. Ratchetness on full display. I ask black women, is this the image of black women now? Y'all sharing all her shit. Y'all supporting this motherfucker. I ask yourself, what is it about this motherfucker?
Understand what it's like to have to. Our people do. We all have our different struggles. We all have our different things we deal with. But to put on a face, to have to go in front of the world and put on a face and hide my pain.
Men do it every day. I told y'all that's the difference between us and them. We are expected to perform at the highest levels no matter what we're going through, no matter what we're faced with, no matter what our challenges is. We're forced to go out here and be productive. And there is no excuses. Men don't even allow other men to make excuses. This ratchet shit, man, is being heavily promoted. It's being shoved on you. When I talk about the attack on masculinity, I'm not talking about these motherfucking fruit cakes and Fruit Loops coming for your children. I don't just talk about the single mothers who condition their children, condition young boys to be effeminized and weakened. The same men that they complain about, I might add. I'm actually talking about this ratchet shit. This ratchet shit has a stranglehold on the black community, and nobody is willing to address it. Now, this motherfucker is supposed to be in college. You hear how she talking? See, you can tell the shit when it's scripted. It's hard for her to kind of stay on script. She all over the place because she knows she fucked up. She's embarrassed. And I told you, a lot of them don't feel guilt. They only feel shame. And that motherfucker right there, she's ashamed right now. But if you think that broad just smoked one blunt when her mama passed away, you a damn fool. You can call it judging or whatever the hell you want to. That motherfucker, her behavior is that of a ratchet. This bitch been doing that. But she has no discipline. That false comparison between Nike still standing behind this broad.
Like, who? I don't know. Who are you? Or who am I to tell you how to?
She wanted to be arrogant. Who are you? Who are you to tell me how to cope with this shit? Who are you to tell me that I can't smoke weed and still run? You hear that?
Cope.
Who are you to tell me how to cope?
And you're dealing with a pain, or you're dealing with a struggle that you've never experienced before, or that you've never thought you would have to deal with. Like, who am I to tell you how to cope? Who am I?
But let me stop it right there. This speaks volumes of where our community is as a whole. No mother, no father, raised by the grandparents. Talent can only take you so far. Once you are mentally fucked up, once you're dysfunctional, once your conditioning is warped, there's no saving you. The most talented people on this planet always be the most fucked up, and you can always tell by their upbringing. And normally you will hear it. No matter what athlete it is that gets strung out on drugs, or a singer, that's fucked up in the head, you will notice a common theme, especially amongst black ones, that they didn't have no goddamn father. They always were seeking the approval of their father. Their father wasn't there, and this and that, and blah, blah, blah. Mothers are never held accountable. They run up there and kiss the grandma on the lips and all this other bullshit. See, you're supposed to address your issues as they are. That's the difference between thinking emotionally and logically.
To tell you that you're wrong for hurting.
There go that fire. There go that smoke detector again.
So I think just honestly, just leading up to that, dealing with my mental health, dealing with my mental as is with leading up to the games. Every time stepping on the track, definitely expected to be a record-breaking time or something like that. So just with that, pressure in itself was also just another thing. With this actually been my first full professional career, my first full professional.
You're flicking that hair again. Brother Jay Simmons, man, I appreciate the sponsorship, man, for sure. Salute to you, my brother.
Started this year due to the pandemic. So just
basically telling on yourself, bitch. You was smoking during the pandemic. Yeah, you was. I told y'all. If y'all think this just was a one-time occurrence, you a damn fool.
Considering all of that put together, long time, my agent, my sponsor, my sponsorship, my family.
There go that fire thing. I mean, there go that smoke detector again.
Knowing we did all of this stuff. So,
hey, look, you see how our eyes cross? Motherfucking lashes so goddamn heavy. And we supposed to feel sorry for this motherfucker. Black girl magic. Where's the black boy magic? Where's the black male magic? I'm curious. Where is the black boy magic? Where is black male magic? All these hoes sharing all this shit about this bitch. Meanwhile, the leading cause of death between young black men between the ages of 10, well, no, it's 15, 10, 15, and the age of 40 is black on black crime. Violence, gun violence. We don't hear about that. We rather hear about this bitch. Where is Simone Giles? Probably the greatest black female athlete in the world. Why aren't y'all sharing that? You motherfuckers don't give a fuck about the Olympics. You give a fuck about that blonde hair and them fucking bat wings. That's what you care about. Because she represents every one of you hoes out here. A young Ratchet with her shit flying in the wind. It shows exactly where you motherfuckers' heads are at. And Queens? Are you mean to tell me this is a goddamn queen? Oh man.
She can't.
Oh, look, can't even uncross her goddamn eyes. Shit so goddamn heavy.
Sha'Carri, I just want people to understand where you're coming from, and tell me if
you
this.
know, the liberal white female, I just want you to understand, ain't pressing her ass at all. They ain't gonna press them. Because see, the white liberal, they come to you with, like that's the snake. Malcolm X told you how they snake their way in there. Huh? You notice what happened with the bitch from ESPN, Rachel Nichols. It was all about female empowerment and all this shit on camera. Women's equality, women's rights, and all this other bullshit. Then get caught off camera running her damn mouth, and guess what? It's coming back and kick her in the pussy. Huh? Shit. These motherfuckers right here are not your friends.
This is correct, but it was a few days before your big race and the trials. You found out that your biological mother had passed.
Why would you have to bring up biological mother? That's because the mama wasn't there. And if the mama wasn't there, the daddy damn sure for sure wasn't there.
Way, you found out when a reporter told you, and it was after that you ingested some kind of marijuana. I should mention you were in Oregon. It's legal in Oregon. You didn't violate any law, but it was against the rules of your sport. And as you said, you knew that.
You ingested some sort of marijuana. You ingested some sort of, see, that's the shit that I'm talking about. Listen at the language. Listen at the verbiage that these people use with these motherfucking females. A man will be held accountable to the highest extent of the motherfucking law. Now you got bitches, black bitches coming out talking about breaking the rules for this motherfucker. Bending the rules, changing the rules, changing the laws. But did they do it with Michael Phelps? I ain't with the race shit. Did they change the rules for this man who had a picture, who was suspended upwards of 6 months, lost millions of dollars, and then motherfucking maggot males, beta male simp manjanas like Ricky Smiley come out here and post this shit talking about keep that same energy. If they were to keep that same energy, this bitch would be royally fucked.
But is that what happened? Is that how this unfolded?
Honestly, yes, that is.
Honestly, yes. Now you want to put it on the death of your mama. And we've seen nearly all athletes perform at the highest level after losing a loved one. And I'm not going to even continue this with this shit with this broad. I'm done looking at it. I've seen enough. See the bat wings? You see the fucking gold, the fucking white blonde hair? This is who you're dealing with. This is who you brothers are fighting for. Ask yourself, when do you see black women marching and protesting? Before, after the death of a black man? When do you see them sharing shit like this broad who brought her own demise upon herself? When do you see them talking about the plights of men until after he's dead? Before or after the motherfucker is dead and gone? And it ain't the productive brothers that's out here, because for some reason, it really doesn't happen to brothers who are actually out here being productive. It's not happening to them guys for some reason. I don't know why. The one brother that died just on some bullshit was a white bitch kicking in his door, talking about it was her apartment. And guess what? The bitch got a slap on the wrist. What's going on? Oh, I'm going to bring you up here, man. What's happening with you, brother?
What's going on, GMB? Salute, bro. You know what I'm saying? Alabama in the house. I'm from Chicago, but my OG, my old man from Alabama, so I got to make that my home state too.
Okay, there for sure, brother, man. What you got, man?
Yo, this Sha'Carri situation. All right, so when you're an athlete, you know that you have to keep yourself in a positive light because you represent your image, and alongside as black people represent black community. This is basically this is male athletes have blemishes on.
Hey, you bogging, bro. You bogging real bad, brother. Can you hear me? All right. Can you hear me, dog? You bogging real bad.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you better now.
I was just doing a little daily rounds at my job and whatnot. Sorry about that, but I'm gonna be real quick. See, when black male athletes, they have to keep a positive character about themselves on and off the field. What Deshaun Watson went through, he basically got to go through the ringer. What she's going through, they try to find every loophole to make sure that she doesn't suffer no type of backlash, even though she represents the bad parts of black women. You know what I'm saying? Falls with the weave, the eyelashes, and all the ghetto vernacular and attitude. You can't make this up, and everybody across the board wants to make this a scapegoat type of situation because she was young, she had lost a loved one, but still though she's supposed to be an adult and take accountability for her actions.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but they're gonna give her every excuse in the book. They're gonna give her every out. You know.
Because she represents the majority of the voters in this country. She's about mid to late 20s. She got all types of tattoos. She wearing the weave, the long nails, and everything. She represents the modern day woman in America, not even just black, even the ones in the Latino community and the white community. So,
well, I'll tell you something else too. It came out that she like she indulges with the same sex thing. You know what I'm saying? So,
Are you surprised by the strag? I mean, what else they don't do? I mean, shoot, they got 73 different genders now because of the this quote unquote agenda they got pushing out through our heads. So of course she's gonna be a part of the alphabet brigade. She had no choice.
exactly, and that's why they pushing her so hard, man. You know what
Man,
I'm
I
saying?
swear you and BOA really had opened my eyes up last year. That's why I follow y'all guys the most. I know you probably listening in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and salute Dr. BOA. Alphas up, betas down. And these beta men johners, especially the ones that want to fight this so-called feminist cause, y'all is a bitch. I swear to God, y'all dudes out there that want to go ahead and like Ricky Smiley, all y'all dudes want to go ahead and support these chicks. They won't even support you if you went through the wrong through the media. Wrong by the media, my bad.
Yeah, man. And so, and that's what it boils down to, man. Like I tell brothers all the time, man, it has to be a situation where we got to goddamn kind of block out what's really going on, but actually staying focused on what we're trying to move, because your attention can easily be pulled one way or another. This is why I tell brothers it's important that you stay centered, because if not, you can easily be distracted by this track, and then now you up here sharing posts talking about, oh, she's supposed to be, it's weed, it's only this, but rules are rules, man. The rules apply to us every motherfucking day.
She can't use that same logic if she was working for one of these corporations like the rest of these career women. Now they got drug policy in place. You think these career women gonna jeopardize their career over some weed?
No, it's gonna keep them away from Zaddy, man.
My case in point. See, they want now. We can even go to white people. Michael Phelps, he got caught after the Olympics doing his thing, and they basically stripped down his medal. So what did she thought she was gonna prove? They even did White Zaddy bogus.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I mean, but now all of a sudden we're supposed to change the rules for this drag, man. That's pretty much my damn point. And to point out, with the weave and all this other bullshit, exactly where it boils back to, exactly where it's coming from. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, she sounded like an articulate black and mild with some motherfucking Dumbo eyelashes, man. You can't make this shit up, man, with the lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? And you see how she talks. She probably texts the same way. One word of answers, not really talking about much. She just want to go ahead and be validified and be just like, just let me race, y'all. Shit, it was just weed.
That they don't know the difference between that. They can't spell that or there or anything else like that. They got to write out, you are you and a R and all this little dumb shit, man. I tell you what, man, this texting shit, I'll say social media, it makes people socially awkward, and it pretty much dumb a lot of people down, but they don't even see it, man.
It's GMB. Majority of these women talking about y'all don't know how to have a conversation. Y'all don't know how to talk. I'll be like, have you ever sat down and actually talked to one of y'all? It's one word answers. The only thing y'all want to talk about who's fucking who's getting fat, who got this, who got that. Loving hip hop, the last Tyler Perry movie, Lifetime Movie Network, and other bullshit that nobody can actually get no education from, no money advice from, no nothing. But I'm supposed to take you seriously with your conversations. The fuck it is.
Bro, I appreciate you for coming through, man. That's that. Hey, you lit it up. You lit it up in that bitch. Articulate, black and mild, man. I gotta use that shit.
Salute. Go ahead, baby. Men first.
All right, for sure, man. All right, we got my brother Dwayne up in the building, man. What you got today, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening, man?
I'm at work, so I'm gonna just try to make this quick. First thing I want to say, I appreciate you for bringing up, Simone Biles. I think that we need to focus on, the people who put out a good image. Another thing, I'm not hearing enough people talking about Gabby Thomas, the 200 sprinter. Like, we need to start bringing up the black women who are doing good things instead of focusing on the Shikaris, smoking weed and doing all types of craziness.
Yeah, I mean,
that's my whole thing.
She's not the only one, man. And the thing is about it, man, when they're talking about, it's a racist deal, but you got to think, man, most of the majority of these Olympic sprinters, man, most of them are black, males and females on these teams, man. So when you go to bringing up the race factor, like they try to use this Michael Phelps shit, but the thing is about it, man, black people are the the kings and queens of taking misinformation and running with it.
Yeah.
And these are the same motherfuckers that sit up and talk about how people hating on them, how people always spreading their business out there, how they spread propaganda and lies and gossip. But they'll sit up there and take a lie and run with it.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. But yeah, I just wanted to, shed light on the other people who are doing, good things, the people that the black women should be looking up to, especially Gabby Thomas, Harvard graduate and Olympic future gold medalist. That's all I got to say.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming through, my brother.
Yeah, no doubt. Keep working.
For sure. Look, man, the thing is about it, brothers, man, you got to understand, man, that it's all an agenda. It's all propaganda. It's always some sort of way to keep you fooled, bamboozled, and dumbed down. And it conditions black women to be dumbed down as well. Like the brother brought up, man, with this, when it comes to typing, text a conversation. Just have a few text responses back and forth with a female. It don't matter if she's college educated or not. You're gonna get a bunch of dumbass responses. What? Using these little, acronyms or whatever little words to replace another word. You say you are like you are, and they be your shit like that, man. This is the shit that we see on a daily basis, man. And then we supposed to say these people are the most educated on the planet. That is a lie. We know it's a lie, and I'm tired of hearing the motherfucking lies, man. And at some point, SJ brought up the WNBA. The WNBA women was actually fighting for equality, equal pay, and all this other dumb shit. But you hoes got a trash product. Who's gonna pay NBA prices to watch a bunch of women do a bunch of goddamn layups? You don't get the revenue. You don't need the attendance. What the fuck make you think you're gonna get equal pay? That's the saying. The entitlement is real, man. This is the shit we see in all sports, man. Men play 5-set matches in tennis. Women play 3-set matches, but all of a sudden they're supposed to be getting the same money and all this other dumb shit. This is mind-boggling, But this is what brothers are up against, man. And this is what they're trying to shove on you. And they're going to try to condition you to buy into that product. It's crazy, man. Oh, shit. I was trying to put it back up there again. Let me put it up again. Okay. Put it on the clipboard. Yeah, man. Anybody got any comments or anything, man? I don't normally do the open shit, man, but I'm dropping a link, man. Drop the link, man. If you want to come up and say something, man, speak your piece about this topic, man, you're more than welcome, man. I appreciate the brothers for donating to the Cash App, man. I appreciate that, man. Nothing but love for you brothers, man. But yeah, like Carlos, a bunch of fucking layups. You supposed to pay for that. But see, you're supposed to bend the rules for these motherfuckers, man. You're supposed to kowtow to their every whim, because at the end of the day, you're viewed no more than a goddamn tool. It's been proven that the NBA has been financing and bankrolling the WNBA. They don't get nearly the attendance, and they don't have the product. You get out that bitch, you see a motherfucker come down court, Steph Curry from half court. Oh, that shit is exciting. You know what I'm saying? You see goddamn LeBron come down the middle of the motherfucker, come down there, yam that motherfucker. That's a product. And ain't nobody trying to pay for it off the backboard. Swoops with a bunch of uncoordinated ass women. Man, you're not finna pay the same money you're gonna pay to see a motherfucker at his peak. It could be lingerie football. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys like to watch lingerie football, but you don't get the attendance that you do from the NFL. So that's basically saying a bitch that's playing lingerie football is supposed to get the same amount of money as fucking Patrick Mahomes. See, people when you got an attack on masculinity, it's hard, it's easy for them to rip the logic out of every goddamn thing, and they present some bullshit to you. And at some point, you're gonna have to goddamn catch on. You got to see what's really going on out here, man. Because I'm sick of it. This broad up here with that flaming blonde hair, trying to compete with white women. It's time that motherfuckers call it out. All of a sudden, oh, you putting your nose in woman's business, but you hoes always putting your business, you putting your nose in man business. A lot of y'all speak when you're not spoken to. A lot of y'all get in positions just based off the fact that you're women. It don't make you no better. These sports commentators and all this other bullshit, it don't mean you're better than anybody else. I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. Excuse me. It don't take much for a man that's a fan of football to get up there and speak about football. Many a time, these women are just the centerpiece where two men are going back and forth. And they just throw their opinions out there every now and then. And a lot of times they still can't even do that because they talk too goddamn much. When men are speaking, you're supposed to shut your fucking mouth. But you can't do that because society has conditioned you. Think about this. Back to this weed shit. 90% of the world, weed is illegal. But in this country, it's legalized. No problem with it whatsoever. But you still have rules that you have to abide by. You can't change the rules based on the way that you feel. You go to some of these Arabic countries, the motherfuckers will lock you up for 20 years behind some weed. Look it up. But you see, in this country, we've allowed that the alternative lifestyle, the liberal left, all these people are allowed to, run amok around here and run their goddamn mouths. How many men do you actually see speak up for masculinity? And when you do hear somebody talk about masculinity, they're shamed for it. They're misogynistic. What about misandry? We don't talk about that, do we? It's almost like a breath of fresh air when you hear a man on a public platform speak like a goddamn man. Very rarely, man. And it's almost fucking disgusting. It's utterly ridiculous that we've fallen so far that now we can't even have a voice. We can't speak about the things that we go through. We can't speak about the family court system. We can't speak about being divorce raped. You can't speak about paternity fraud. You can't speak about any of that shit. We can't talk about this alternative lifestyle that's attacking all children. You can't talk about that. You can't even talk about shit like this without it being a motherfucking problem. You're a coon, you're a sellout. What's a bigger fucking coon than a motherfucker that can't wear their natural hair? They gotta wear the white woman's hair. Huh? And then you say black men are insecure. Who's more insecure? Somebody that comes with your natural state. This is my motherfucking beard. This is my goddamn hair. I am secure. See, the thing is about it, men know their place on, they know they are able to accept their marketplace value. Women cannot. They're always trying to enhance themselves some kind of way. And you seeing that bitch flicking her fucking hair, showing out in front of that white woman? She's competing with that woman, like many of them are. I've heard it several times before. The lowest white McDonald's worker working in the drive-thru is more valuable than a millionaire white man. Think about Robert Smith. Robert Smith donated $34 million to Morehouse College. And the first thing black bitches did was try to cancel this man because he was married to a white woman. Meanwhile, you hoes can run around here and talk about white boy summer. I'm curious. Where's the logic in that? This man donated $34 million and got a lot of you hoes out of student loan debt. And the first thing you talked about was the fact that he was married to a white man. You look at Serena Williams. Serena Williams' face is as white as this goddamn piece of paper right here. D Flim, salute to you, my brother. Glad you could be in this building. Hashtag men first. Serena bleached her motherfucking skin and walked around with a motherfucker that looked like Thor on Avengers Endgame. And you hoes did not open your fucking mouth. Now think about this. Serena had a father that taught her how to play tennis. He was their coach, even though he never played tennis a day in his goddamn life. He taught them girls how to play tennis, and he didn't even come to her wedding because of the simple fact that she got with white zaddy. She chose that man over her own father after he'd done everything he could Shit. Salute to you, nah. I appreciate the 20 spot. Appreciate that for sure. I'm serious, man. So it don't matter what you do. The conditioning trumps all. I've told you guys how, with this co-parenting shit and whatever it is, man, they're always going to result back to it. And it's to the point now that social media has, and this stock ratchet shit has got such a stranglehold on them that you raising them don't mean shit unless you get rid of every electronic device in your goddamn house. You keep them away from YouTube. You keep them away from Instagram. You keep them away from Facebook. How can you do that and be productive within yourself? The only way you can condition your child to behave correctly if you got a woman that's on code as well. But unfortunately, many of us are too busy out this bitch making babies with bitches that ain't even worthy of our seeds. They ain't even worthy of our goddamn companionship, to be honest. They're off code and out of order. If you see any female that was sitting up here praising this motherfucking broad, saying that it was wrong for them to suspend her, not holding her accountable, then you should know that you're dealing with that bitch that was sitting at that bar on Django. You're wasting your goddamn time, gentlemen. Trying to correct these bras, trying to mention anything about getting them on code or any of that shit, man. You're wasting your fucking time. All you need to do is be focused on what you're trying to accomplish. You can have any woman you want in the world. I told y'all, I'm not against the SYSBM. I ain't against the MGTOW shit. I ain't against any of that shit because I know what brothers are dealing with in real time right now. You go on social media right now, you're going to see some pink hair, some blue hair, some purple hair, some green hair, and you're going to see some bat wings on the eyes, and you're going to see some ass. That's all you're going to see because that's all their value equates to. Them hoes can't respect masculinity because they don't even know the value of, they can't respect masculinity because they don't even know the value of femininity. They don't even know their own worth. Their own worth is attached to a fat ass and looking like a goddamn fool out here. And when men go to calling it out, all of a sudden you hate women. That's a goddamn lie. You hoes hate yourselves. I'm sick of it. I'm utterly sick of it. I have daughters in this world. And they come back and tell me about a broad that they're in college with. They come back and tell me about some of the horror stories that they witnessed that these broads are doing. You know what I'm saying? It's almost to the point that my second baby, she want to get out of school entirely. I said, baby, you can't run from life. You can't run from the world. You got to face it head on. And she's not the talkative type. She's very introverted. She don't like to talk. I say, man, but shit, you call out the bullshit. When a motherfucker try to come at you or try to entice you with some bullshit, you check their ass. As men, we're in bad shape out here. But these hoes are even worse shape. When I look at this white boy summer and all this shit, it's simply a cry for help. It's desperation. The fake ass hair, the twerking, the women who want to behave like men and dress like men and act like men, the bull daggers out here, it speaks volumes to the mental disorder that is running rampant in what we like to call the quote unquote black community. It ain't no motherfucking community. Your community is within your motherfucking house, within the structure of your motherfucking home. China, salute to you, my sister, with the 50 piece. My sister, man, y'all go subscribe to China, man. I've said before, China shows her support in dollars. The rest of these motherfuckers, they just get up on panels and run their goddamn mouth, and they cause a bunch of chaos amongst panels and shit like that. But I'm dead serious about what I said, yeah. That shit is a mental disorder. Have your sexuality. Be who you want to be. Behind your closed doors, in your bedroom, your sexual preference is your business. I will say that. But when you get out this bitch and a woman dressing like a man, acting like a man, behaving like a man, fucking cutting their titties off and shit, that is a mental disorder. The same thing with a man cutting off his fucking dick and dressing like a woman That shit is a mental disorder. That ain't no motherfucking hate speech. That's the truth. It ain't no 73 genders. It ain't no 93 genders. It's only 2 genders. There's male and there's fucking female. That's it. So miss me with that garbage, man. It's crazy that a lot of them are bulldaggers and shit up until this point right here. And I'm gonna share one more thing with you fellas. It's crazy that, you know, they fucking they bulldaggers. They want to be men, but then when a motherfucker offer up some money, let me pull this shit up. Let me pull this shit up right quick. Let me pull this shit up right here. You want to see some funny ass shit? It's funny they men, they act like men until it's time to move some goddamn furniture. Get out there and cut some grass, do some manual labor, do some hard labor, work on a car. Yeah, you want to be a man until it's time to be a motherfucking man. You want all the perks of being a man without the responsibility of being a goddamn man. You motherfuckers are the biggest simps. You work with Uncle Willie Earl. Yeah, I take on that baby. Who how many children you got? You got 4? You got 4 by 3 different men? Oh, they're my babies now. Yeah, that's Willie Earl. But these bulldaggers, bitch, can have 6 fucking children by 6 different men. Them motherfucking stud bulldagger motherfuckers come through and take them on. And guess what? When you talk about domestic violence, the highest number of domestic violence cases happen with women in relationships with other women. Look it up. I'm going to share this shit. Now, it's all good for them to be men until you put some money in their face or some bullshit like that. Let me go back here. Man, where is that? Let me pull this shit up. Now, look at this. It's a bulldagger now. Check this motherfucker out. Oh, shit. Hold on. Goddamn bulldagger. Look at this motherfucker. For $1,000.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all got that
Yeah, that's a bulldagger. Hey, cheering them on. They're cheering it on. Yeah, that's on. Yeah, NG. That's on Duval page. I just seen that shit before I came live. Shaking that ass. Yeah, for some attention and some money. Oh, yeah. Oh, that bitch comes right up out of that motherfucker. Oh, that shit bad down in Duval County now. I got family down there. Oh, yeah, that shit is bad down there. You running up on bulldaggers look like whole men down that motherfucker. Sister China, I appreciate that the 50 piece again, sister. Brother Timothy, I appreciate the $20 sponsorship, man. Salute to you, my brother. Hashtag men first for sure, man. I'm telling you, you can't make this shit up. It's okay to act like a man until it's time to be a motherfucking man. Because no matter what they try to do or how they try to behave, they can never be a man. Men instill structure, order, discipline, character, purpose, vision, all those things. Motherfucker ain't got nothing going on. Because see, just like that effeminate male, that bulldagger worships the vag as well. And they view men as competition. So they actually promote the emasculation of masculine men. You see some of these bulldaggers run up in a man's face playing Captain Save-A-Hole only to get their punk ass laid out. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own goddamn eye. Bulldagger get their ass mollywopped running up in a man's face behind a bitch. Laid her ass out and you heard the bitch come out of all the bitch came up out of her. Because you're not a man. And no matter how hard you try, you will always be a motherfucking female. That's what you are. So have your sexuality, have your sexual preference. Men don't have a problem with that. But when you always up here on goddamn social media or everywhere else trying to, get the world to buy into your motherfucking delusion, therein lies a problem. You notice on a lot of these fucking social media apps and shit, some of these social media sites like Shade Room, World Star, Gossip, Media Takeout and shit, you rarely see anything masculine going on at all, anything structured going on at all, because that's what they do. These sites are ran by non-black people, and they are also ran by alternative lifestyle people, LGBTQ people. You can tell by the content that they promote. It's not black love. It's not black unity. It's not black families. It ain't none of that. But you got millions of people that are subscribed to this shit, that see this shit every day. And this is what we're up against as men, gentlemen. I'll drop the link one more time if anybody else want to come up, man. Put it up there. Like Enoch said, man, Serena is a lost cause. Bottom shelf. Bottom shelf motherfuckers. You hear them talk about all this shit. This bitch even talking about a financial abuse in relationships. What about paternity fraud? That's a big one. Why don't we ever hear about that? It's a reason Maury Povich has, is still on television after damn near 30 years with this paternity shit. Because men are victims, but no one cares because the victims in these cases are men. Anytime that it involves a man being fucked over, spit on, shit on, fucked over, no one cares. This is why it's important that us as men come together as a collective, put aside our differences, not be up here bitching about other men and what they're doing as far as content on YouTube. We need to address the elephant in the motherfucking room. We can talk about single motherhood. Hey, man, we can talk about that till we blue in the goddamn face. I'm talking about the attack on masculinity in real fucking time. That is the problem. That is the biggest problem. Yes, single motherhood does contribute to effeminate, emasculate males. Yes, we know this. But at the end of the day, some of us need to get away from listening to other men bitching and complaining about other men and actually address this alternative lifestyle shit. People that make up 4% of this goddamn country got so much goddamn power. More power than the men that build and create jobs. More power than the men that build your railroads, build your bridges. The men that are out here cutting your fucking grass. The men who are in manufacturing jobs, building cars. Men that are building houses. 4% of people who want to have sex with the same gender has more power than the people who build society. Build a nation, man. Y'all don't hear me, man. God damn it, do you hear me? And it's because we are too afraid to open our goddamn mouths and call out the bullshit. We sit silent. We sit idly by on social media while they push this bullshit down our throat. Boys can be princesses too. A flaming homosexual can sit up here and prance their ass around. A big fat land whale can get up here and show her ass butt ass naked. But the crazy thing about it, these bitches agree with this bitch. Oh, you're big and beautiful. You this, you that. But I don't see you hoes getting surgery to look like Lizzo. I don't see you hoes getting fat surgery to look like Lizzo. I don't see you hoes doing any of the shit that you are even backing up your motherfucking men. You hoes have brothers. You have fathers. For y'all that don't have fathers, you have uncles. Would you it's funny that you see in these households a lot of successful females. I can't even say it's success, but I guess you could call it. They go to college, they get their degrees. They call themselves upwardly mobile, productive, strong, and independent women. Meanwhile, that brother who was forced to be a man far before he was ready to be one knows nothing about his own masculinity, doesn't even know anything about the power within himself. He's forced to get out there and try to provide for that single mother who been getting pumped and dumped and skeeted in and had children out of wedlock. That boy end up in prison some goddamn well. Meanwhile, his sister going on about her goddamn business. These bitches teach their daughters the game and they hide it from their fucking sons, man. Now, I know many of you brothers have been through the ringer. Life has beat you up, knocked you down, wrung you out, hung you out to dry. But that should be your motivating factor. You shouldn't want your brother to go through the same situation that you went through. I talk about women. I tell brothers about the women to stay away from. I talk about shit on a ground zero level. Because I am one of you. I am here every day. When I tell y'all brothers about these women in these YouTube spaces that's with this male agreeability shit, these hoes are hustling you. Because no matter what they say that may be factual, regurgitating what men been saying for years, at the end of the day, them hoes are not men. And they cannot resonate. They can't empathize with the plights of men because they've never been a man and they will never be a man. They will never go through the struggle that us men go through on a day-to-day basis. We are men. We go through this shit in real time. This is who we are. Boy, I got my hat all tilted crazy in this motherfucker. I appreciate y'all brothers for tuning in today. This has been a good stream. I really don't know if YouTube will allow me to keep this motherfucker up. Because, you know, the attack on masculinity expects men to not have a voice. Men aren't expected to have a standard or a preference. Men are supposed to shut their mouths and be tools to be used to enhance people's lives. This is why the argument is when a man say he don't want to deal with a woman that has children or multiple children by multiple men, it's frowned upon. Because we are supposed to be hush, hush. Do what mama say. Do what mammy say. You are not supposed to do nothing but shut your fucking mouth. Know your role and shut your mouth. But those days are over. I like to think that I've ignited a fire somewhere. It may not be 1,000 people in my chat room, maybe not even 500 in this motherfucker, but I would like to think that I've ignited a fire under someone's ass to get up and do something. Be one of the men that stand up and say, no, that's some bullshit. Condoning ratchet, thought-ass behavior, some bullshit. Having a baby shower, having your fifth baby shower by your fifth man, that's bullshit. Walking around here with blonde weave, orange weave, bat wings, a bunch of fucking dead person makeup on your face like your casket ready. That's bullshit. And that is a fucked up image for black people to have. I would like to know what it would feel like if I was to come in a bedroom with a bitch and I take off my goddamn muscles. And you got to see the real me. If I came in that bitch and took off my motherfucking hat and I was goddamn bald-headed. Or I look like I got hair and I just ripped that shit off. I would be interested to see how you hoes would feel when your ass is being constantly catfished and bamboozled. Brothers, I know you love your women. Salute to you, brother Frederick. I appreciate those $5 sponsorship. I would be interested to know. Brothers, I know you love your women or what you think of your women, but these are not your women. And until you realize that you are the prize, you are the most valuable commodity on this planet, you build civilizations. When you go to work at 4 o'clock every goddamn morning, when you hit the ground running, not only are you busting your ass to build something and have something out of life, you're keeping yourself in shape, you're acquiring knowledge, you're not just being, you're moving forward with a purpose and a vision. You are truly the last of a dying breed. You're going to see things get progressively worse. I have to agree. I have to admit. But at the end of the day, what side are you on? Are you going to be a man, stand as a man, be the example? Are you going to be a coward and be engulfed and swallowed by this gynocentric cesspool? I appreciate y'all fellas for tuning in. Theatricality and deception are powerful agents to the uninitiated. But we are initiated. We are men first. Y'all fellas have a good night.